Ali here at MindWaveMeditation.com, and today we're going to talk about friends. We all hopefully have friends. We all are a friend, and I just wanted to talk to you about what that means, what that could mean, what that should mean, who your friends are, who do you need to let go of, and how can you make your friends enable you to have a better life experience, and how can you make their experience better too. So keep watching this video if you're interested in friends, not the 6 codependent sitcom legends that we loved in the 90s and the early 2000s, but you and your friends, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so friends. What's the purpose of friends? The purpose of friends is to share love, wisdom, happiness, successes, to be an ear for those people when they are in times of celebration or times of struggle. We can be there for them. We can drop everything and be there for our true friends. And also, they can be there for us. It works both ways. It's a really great thing having friends. I've been blessed with having some wonderful friends, and also been blessed with feeling like I've been cut off from a lot of people because of maybe my life path went a certain way, and some of my friends might have gone like, oh, what's he doing? Ooh. And we separate sometimes, and sometimes we come back together, and it's just a really interesting subject to think about, because we don't really ever really think about it. We just have our core friends, and then we have the friends that we moan about, or and it's nice to look at the whole thing as a whole and just look at actually what we're dealing with here and how we can make this better for us and our friends too. So let's really look at this. Do you have the right people in your life? Are they serving you? Are they serving your journey and your experience? Let's create a little list, a mental list, or literally get a pen and a paper and write down your main friends, like the people that are just like, let's really create a great list of friends, people that you want to have in your life and you want to be in their life too. This list could be 2 people, it might be 1 person, it might be 10 people or 20 people. I know at times in my life I've had loads of people on that mental list, and then as I've got older I've been a bit more selective. I haven't had time to be engaged in daily conversation, so I've had to really get that thing down. And it's great because we realize that some friends will be there forever, but they're not going to be a daily conversation, but they'll, at the drop of the hat, they'll be there for you. But it's great to know who these people are, so up here you know where you're at and with whom, and you can naturally, oh, I got a notification. I am so grateful for all the gifts I have and all the gifts I'm receiving. There you go, if you watched the last video, notifications. The great thing about this is if we just tune in and realize who we are experiencing this life with, and we just spend a moment to connect to that person, then we can allow ourselves to suffer less. If we are experiencing people that are popping up and maybe arguing, debating with us, we can tune in and go, are they on my number 1 list? So let's have a look. Write that list now. Pause this video and write the list. Okay, number 2 is the extended circle. So you've got a tight circle of friends, and then who's round the edges? Who's on the periphery of this circle of friends? Now, this might be a bit like, I'm not going to do, some people might just not do this, but it's fine. Just go with me on this. Who is in not the tight group, but is round the circle, who you want to experience in your life and you're happy to be in their life, but maybe if they need you in the moment, you'd take a moment to go, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to give up my, episode of whatever for this person, because am I getting anything back from this person? Is there a balanced relationship here? Do we give and receive on a similar level? Or is that person a leech? Are they one of the suckers that take, but never give anything? Do you have people in your lives that will always call you when they're down and they just want to tell you about everything and how crap life is and all the rest of it, and you're just listening going, oh yeah. I want you to get to a point, and that point is right now. I want you to look at your life, look at this list of your awesome friends, and look at this list of your extended friends, let's say, and decide who is on what list. And then the third list will be your acquaintances, people you know, people you go, you're right, just on the extended list. And once you've got these lists, even if you've just done it in your mind, just tune into who are the core people in your life, the people who you absolutely need to nurture that relationship, and spend time maybe giving them a call once in a while. If you're just sat at the other end of the phone going, oh, they never call me, give them a call, give them a text, give them a nod, give them a hello. And then the people on that second list, you don't need to do that. They just come and go. They come up in your life and they say, hey, when they need something, or they want you to share something, or you might be that person in their life. And we all just collectively know what the deal is there. We all know each other, and sometimes we say, hey, can I have a hand? And some people will, some people won't. It's just the way it goes. I want this video to be concentrating on your core group of friends and how we can nurture these relationships and have a better experience on both sides. Do we have these people in our life? If we don't, that's another story. We need to start tuning into ourselves, loving ourselves, and then maybe seeing where we can expand our reach of friendship, see where we can look into if there's groups online or meetings online, or places we can go where we can meet new people. We need to get out of our mold of like, this is where I am, this is my life, and this is how it is, and nothing's changing. We can change that at any moment. It's possible. We know it's possible. So if you are struggling and you are lonely, then there's a video down below. Let me know how that goes and get in touch if you are really struggling. But for those of you who've got a nice core group of friends, I want you to start nurturing that friendship group. It's so funny to me that a lot of the people I noticed growing up would never give each other compliments, never really tell each other how they felt. Give people compliments, cheerlead them, encourage them. It just wasn't a done thing. I've even heard friends compliment me behind my back and I wasn't meant to hear it, and it made me think, why would they just not say that to my face? Encouragement I think is a huge thing in friendship, and it might just be where I'm from, that this is just the way we're conditioned, and maybe we'd come across a lot cooler if we don't really say what we think. It's hilarious to me, and I always found it really sad that those people would never say what they really felt, which was really just an expression of love. And I like to do that with my friends and tell them as often as possible where I think they're doing awesome, or how amazing they are. And if I see that it's uncomfortable for them, I'll back off a little, but I know that they know. So what we've got to understand is that friends and family are sometimes the last people that are gonna compliment you or help you on your journey. They'll express it in other ways. They'll always be there for you. They'll always call you. They'll always be interested maybe in what you're doing, but you might never get that love and appreciation that you might be looking for. I know I was looking for it until I realized that my friends and family are almost the people in our lives to kind of help keep us grounded. They're the people that aren't going to be these people that are going, oh my God, because they've got their own things going on, and maybe you're quite different, but that's why you all work together. So have a little think about that and tune in to your friends and family, and just realize that maybe if you're not getting that appreciation, there's maybe a deeper reason why you're not. It's maybe actually guiding you to become stronger and maybe strive more. I know one friend in particular who will never give me a compliment, but the relationship that I have there is we don't need to compliment each other. It's just a sense of admiration for each other, and we have a sort of a telepathic kind of, yeah. And that's the way that they work, so I appreciate and respect that. If it was up to me, I'd be like, hey, we'd hug, we'd tell each other how awesome we were. But everyone's different. There's other friends who, I have friends in the other sides of the world who don't text, don't call, but then they might call once a year and really need something. And, you know, you might think, why am I friends with this person? They're not, you know, when we've got memories and we've got a great relationship, but you know, we don't text and talk. Not everybody is meant to text and talk. We have all these different people. Sometimes people come in and out of our lives, and it's the worst thing in the world when they're not in our lives, and maybe they've had a child and the dynamic has shifted, or maybe you had an argument and it just hasn't been repaired yet. But just know, if it's meant to be, it'll circle back around again and friendship will be resolved. So the whole point of this video is just to help you reconnect with who's important in your life, and that's the main idea here. It's just to look and assess your life and choose who you're spending your time with, who you're giving your energy to, and how much of that time is nonsense and time wasted, or it's maybe nonsense that's enjoyable and it's you blowing off steam. If you know this about each person you're spending time with and how much you allow, then you can kind of have this kind of guilt-free way of living, this nice kind of flow of life, where if you're speaking to a friend for an hour and, you know, it's just not really talking anything important, but it's just, you know, it feels good, maybe that is the person you need to blow off steam with, and that's a relationship you should really nurture. So be there for that person and be willing to listen for an hour one time if they just need to, you know, connect to these people and love them dearly. All right, so who's in your life that have got to go? We talked about this in the toxic people video down below if you really want to get into this, but it's really great to look at that list you created, see who your friends, and how many of those friends do you have a harmonious relationship with, and how many of those friends do you lock horns with? I noticed in my life that I was very, very social when I was younger, and I'd have loads of different friends. And as I started getting into all the healing stuff and stopping drinking and cutting out a lot of people, my friend list kind of went like that. But as time went on, I built it up again. Yes, I did it. And I'm back to having lots of friends again all around the world, and I speak to people daily, and I maintain harmonious relationships with lots and lots and lots of people, and that's something I'm really proud of. And I noticed that over time I was having debates or arguments now and again, and I couldn't deny that. I was like, wow, these are really heated debates, and I was jumping into my ego and arguing back. And so I thought about this. I need to really figure this out. Why is this happening? And it is happening, so I don't want to deny myself and think that I'm perfect all the time, because that's just not the case. But what I found out, people I was having arguments with, it was popping up now and again. All of these people were arguing with lots of other people. I noticed that they were the type of people that were having conflicts with other people, dramas, little fires were created. They were moaning about other people. They were creating little negative fires everywhere. And I went back to my mental list. I was like, I don't argue with any of these people, yet these people are coming at me. And why is that? Well, it's going to be different for all of us, but what we can realize is some people are just there to argue, to disrupt you, to pull you down, to point things out, to say their opinions to just be annoying, to just be that person. And we can either take it and go, oh, and just that's the way they are, or we can take them on. Now, there was another case when someone brought something up to me, brought it to my attention, how they didn't like the way I was and the way I talked and all the rest of it. And we ended that debate by saying, well, that's your opinion, this is my opinion, can we both just, yeah? But I took what they said away and I thought about it and I thought, yeah, maybe I am a bit like that. Maybe I'll work on that. And I did work on it, and it was a great lesson. So sometimes when your friends do tell you what you don't want to hear, it's sometimes that's when you realize you've got a true friend. It's tricky because some of these people we should have cut off a long time ago, but the ones that are true friends that really tell you what you need to hear, that's a true friend. And I love those friends more than most, because there's nothing worse than a friend who doesn't explain or express how they really feel. Ideally, we all want to be harmonious. It's not always the case, and sometimes we need to be brought down a peg. So if anyone ever does bring up anything to you, really take it on if you believe it to be true and admit it. This is the next stage. If you're ever in a heated debate, an argument, and you know you're wrong, pause if you can allow them to pause, hold your hand up. As embarrassing as it is, just admit that you're potentially wrong and you're just going through it and you're just understanding it yourself. See if you can add a bit of comedy in there. That's what I like to do in any heated discussion, just to lighten the air, and see ultimately where you can resolve what the solution is for both of you moving forward. If I ever have an argument, I like to get it done instantly. So not so long ago, a friend of mine wanted to have a heated debate over something and he said, I'll talk to you after the weekend. Not a chance. We called each other right there and then, and we got the job done. We hashed it out and we became friends again in in a short space of time. Never let these things linger. Get the job done. Friendship needs to be harmonious at all times. So ultimately what we're talking about is enjoying our life and enjoying it with people around us. And if we know that we are being a bit of a crap friend, to admit it to ourselves and then do whatever we can to reach out to these people that we know and love. And sometimes, if someone hasn't spoken to you for a long time, there might be a reason for that. They might be either trying to phase you out, or they might just be not having a great time and they don't want to talk to you because they've got nothing great to say. Sometimes if every time you call your friend and you only talk about yourself and how amazing everything is going, maybe that puts them in a sticky spot and they don't feel great about themselves. So really think about what you're saying to your friends and what you're putting on them, and see where you can listen more. And ultimately speaking, we can have friends all over the world in this day and age. The beauty of teaching, I've had loads of great relationships this last year with people I never would have met, and maybe I don't speak to them all the time, but when we do, we're tight, it's important, and it's special, and it's amazing. And it just shows me that we don't have to be confined to the friends we grew up with, and we can make new friends. Just be open to unexpected new relationships, unexpected new friends, unexpected new love. Love all of the people, all of the time, as much as humanly possible. And ultimately love yourself. Oh, that went deep, that went hippie, but that's what I'm here for today, just to remind you about the love. So see you on the next one. Like, share, and all the rest of it. And have an amazing day, and tell your friends you love them.